You played golf today. How'd you play?
My approach game, though, my short game is getting a lot better. And then I go tonight to Jerome Bettis's golf outing, which I think is at Sabonic up in the Hamptons. Very excited about that.
Man.
Go see the bus. My favorite player all time. Can't wait.
Dude. That's so fucking cool, man. And he is just the fucking best dude ever. I ran into him. I think he was actually down in Florida doing a foundation event. I got to run into him at dinner, and I was like telling Tay about him. I'm like, that dude was a fucking beast.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like he was fucking running dudes over. And then I showed her a Jerome Bettis highlight tape, and she was like, why does he look like an offensive lineman running with the football? Just like, because he was the bus. Oh, man. Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A Wonder Show brought to you by Adobe Acrobat. We're your hosts. I'm Travis Kelsey. This is my big brother, Jason Kelsey, out of Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Hey. Shout out to the Heights. Shout out to the Bearcats. Shout out to the Cincinnati baseball. Getting in the top 25.
Yeah, there we
go. Let's fucking go, man. Shout out to the boys. Subscribe on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S for fun clips throughout the week. We got a fantastic episode, and Jason's about to tell you just how fantastic it is.
Well, 92%, we got another great episode geared up for you guys right now. We're going to break down the 2026 NFL schedule release, answer some of your no-dumb questions, and talk a little NBA playoffs.
Yee!
And the guest this week is just us. You're stuck with just the Kelsey brothers, a bunch of tomfoolery and shenanigans.
Let's get
into it right now. All right, new news. New news is brought to you by American Express. First of all, fuck you, Jake.
That's right, baby. The Cavs heading back to the Eastern Conference Finals to face the Knicks.
Right. The Knicks already knocked off Philadelphia and took over our entire arena, which was unfortunate. The Cavs are heading back to the Eastern Conference Finals to face the Knicks. Game 7 was a blowout against the Pistons.
Yeah.
You see good old Dan Gilbert sent 25 buses of fans to Detroit for the game.
I did see that. Yeah, it started off, I think, I'm not sure if it started off in the beginning of the series, but I know game 5, we sent a few buses up there, and then I think that damn near doubled or tripled or quadrupled. I'm not sure what it was, but I know 25 buses went up there full of fucking Cavs fans, and that shit is absolutely electric. Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavs, for those that don't know, and I'm pretty sure he's a Detroit native, so he wanted the Cavs loud and proud in his hometown.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd like when, there's a proactive effort to take over opposing arenas. It did happen. Philadelphia, the Knicks got us at home. I obviously, the Sixers, I think, are a little. It's one of those where I think there's a lot of everybody was supporting them, but also there's still some frustration with the organization. And the Knicks right now are very much full of themselves. They're feeling it. They're feeling it good, and they should. Jalen Brunson is the freaking man, Philadelphia's finest. We will take credit for that at least. A little trivia for you. This will be the Cavaliers' first Eastern Conference Finals appearance without LeBron James since, well, I'm guessing it's the last time they went to when we were at the steakhouse together. What year was that? 20?
What?
Oh, the first without LeBron James. Okay, so it's before LeBron James. Dude, that's a long time ago.
That's not that far ago. It's probably right around when I was born, around like 1989, 90, when Michael Jordan hit the shot.
That's a long time ago, Travis.
That's a guess. I actually don't know. I actually don't know if that was the finals.
I don't know if that was the finals. Yeah. I think it might have been. I think it was. Well, let's guess. You're going to go 80?
I'm going to go 89. 89, 90.
Let's see. Let's see what the reveal is. I have no fucking idea. That's about as good of a guess as I could hear. Trav is our resident 1992. I think that is the game you're thinking of, though, right?
No, it's not.
No?
1992. The Price is Right, baby. God.
I mean, that's still a long time ago, Trav. That's over 30 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's
been a while.
I forget how old we are. Pretty fucking crazy.
Well, it's really, I mean, we did have LeBron James for a large portion of the time in between there. So, are we going to a game in Cleveland or New York? Probably not, to be honest with you, but I am going to watch on TV. I can't wait to watch the series.
Man, I want to get to a game so fucking bad.
Gosh, going to Cleveland.
MSG, I've always wanted to go to MSG when the fucking Knicks are good and the stadium's rocking, and this is it. And I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get to a game.
Yeah, Madison Square is an awesome place to go watch a basketball game or really do watch anything, to be honest.
Anything, man. I want to go there and watch the Rangers. I just want to go when the teams are good and New York's fucking cooking. And sure enough, this is the perfect time to go. So might have to play hooky.
Go back to the good old Gund Arena, even though they like to call it something else
baby.
now.
It's Rocket Mortgage, but or actually quick.
Shout out to Dan.
Shout out to Dan, doing it right. He's doing it right, man. It would be fucking electric to see the Cavs, but we need you guys to hold it down, baby. Take care of the fucking Knicks, man. I'm saying Cavs in 7. Let's fucking go.
All right.
We have an official date for the 4th annual Beer Bowl. That's right. The festivities down at the shore. It will be held on Thursday, June 25th at Sea Isle Yacht Club.
That's right. It's been there for the last 2 years. Heading on year 3 at the Yacht Club. Very excited about it. If you want to participate, tag us in a video with hashtag Beer Bowl. Have a team name and theme. Demonstrate drinking prowess as well as why you should be included in this year's Beer Bowl. The format will be slightly different. It says that we're still figuring it out. We are, but one thing that we do know, taking notes from every time we've done this. In previous years, we've screwed up by only having one event happen at a time. That leads a lot to you have to have a really good viewpoint of the game happening and a lot of standing around. We're going to try and have multiple events happening throughout the venue so that no matter where you're at, you got action happening. There's going to be stuff out in the bay on the water. There'll be games happening inside on tables. And there'll be a whole round in the first round that is going to have multiple games and point acclamations to see if you get in to the next round. So this is a long story of there's been teams before where they've done all this work to get there and they've only participated in one event and then they're eliminated on that first event. And then it's hey, I came all this way and got to do one thing. We're going to make it so that every team gets to participate in multiple different things. Then there'll be an elimination round after that of the teams that are good enough to get into the elimination round.
Yeah.
Still, I think a $50,000 grand prize.
Baby.
We also have some other things being announced at the OD event. There will be a beer aquarium. I have just gotten word of this from Garage Beer.
Holy shit.
It's a 500-gallon aquarium, Travis, that's apparently 3,000 beers. Somebody did the math on that. And if the aquarium gets drank, we will be donating $100,000 to Eagles Autism. So drink for a cause and come down to the Ocean Drive.
Everyone's going to be hammered.
Not necessarily. So of all the people that came last year, the OD event, there were 3,000 people apparently that made their way through the bars during the time.
Nice. That's fucking epic.
So as long as you come down and get a beer from the beer aquarium,
just one beer. Everybody just gets one beer.
Just one beer to help families, awareness, research towards the autism cause, and of course, you just have fun with your fellow man and woman. And I don't know, it just sounded like a great idea. We're gonna have little fishies swimming in it.
Epic.
Yeah,
the fishies.
Apparently, they got a whole keg system underneath the aquarium so it funnels down into that so that it gets served cold. But yeah.
Doesn't surprise me, man. Garage Beer's on top of it, as they always are.
So, yeah, we got a lot of, between the Wednesday event at the OD and the Beer Bowl, we're going to have a lot of fun this year. We're trying to figure out a way to have the Beer Bowl broadcast live on New Heights. I feel like I'm probably getting out of my realm of ability. There's a lot of production that's involved. Brandon, come on in here. What are the chances we do a live cast of Beer Bowl?
Fuck it, sure, yeah, you can do it. If we say we can do it, it will just happen. This is the whole show is about manifesting.
Just speak it into existence.
Somebody behind the scenes is panicking. Right? This is even more preposterous than we can pull this off. No, somebody other than me is probably panicking right now, but I'm going to keep very cool about that. Yeah, sure, it seems great. I'm chill.
Everybody be cool. Be cool, everybody. Be cool.
Heart rate is not going up at all. It's going to be live broadcast.
Carly's
everywhere.
shaking her head.
That's what Carly does. She just shakes her head and it happens. It's fine. Everybody needs a contrarian. You need a contrarian, and that's what we have in Carly.
We did just meet with Jim down at the Seattle Yacht Club this past weekend in Seattle, and we were getting the lay of the land of what's doable. The grease pole will not be back, but we will be making usage of the docking system. Brandon, we still got to figure out the games. Travis, I know you can't attend, Travis, but we would like if you could help us figure out some drinking games.
Okay, all right.
We need a Travis Kelce event, but I don't know what that is yet.
We did think of jousting with a
paddleboard
jousting, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And maybe, but I don't know the drinking aspect of that. Maybe you just have to be drinking the beer in one hand and you're jousting with the other, or you have to chug your beer and you can't start drinking. You can't start jousting until your beer's done.
I like that. You can't start until the beer's empty. I like that.
I think somebody's going to lose a tooth.
Nope, we're not hitting.
There's a lot of waivers being signed. Don't worry about that. We got lawyers.
Jousting's hilarious.
I had one that I pitched to Jake that he really liked. There was those like reaction machines where you got to like grab the little sticks that are falling.
Oh, beers.
Do those with beers.
Yes, I like that.
Do those with beers. Okay, there's one.
But we can also do the regular ones, the beers be the flip cup. We'll have the regular games incorporated as well, so that there's still drinking aspects. But there's also a physicality. How bad do you want it?
Hammers.
How bad do you want the championship?
Do a little three inning baseball game.
It's gotta be faster than that, unfortunately.
And do 1 inning of baseball game.
1 inning, 1 at bat. 1 inning bat. Okay, we could do that.
I just like a swimming relay race for time. Swim, get to the dock, chug the beer. Next guy goes,
We just talked about how we weren't going to do.
What?
You pulled a hamstring last year. What do you want to do this year?
Well, swimming, you'll be fine. You'll be fine swimming.
Okay.
We got lifeguards. We'll be fine.
We did have lifeguards. And then you go down and they all look at me and I was like, do something. And they're like, he's fine.
I mean, I made it back to the dock. I wasn't.
You were fine.
To
be fair, you were fine. You just went down and I got very nervous. And then we were like, let's put Cooper DeJean on a grease pole. And it's like, guys, I think he's an important part of the defense here.
We do have Ross Tucker back for his third annual beer bowl as well.
The legend Ross Tucker.
Which, by the way, Ross and I just completely dominated beer pong at the Super Bowl.
Did you?
We won like 10 games straight. We could not be beat in the back of the bar.
I've never known you to be a good beer pong player.
I don't think I am. I think Ross is. He went. him and
good.
Cooper won 70. He has like a weird, like, you know how I get for beer ball and certain games where I just get this look in my eye where I can't be defeated. Yeah. Ross gets that way with beer pong. He's a very good beer pong player.
Yeah.
He's not even that good of a shot. It's more just like an energy and an ability to get in the opposing person's head. It's a good that I respect a lot because I feel like he's only good because he's turns into a complete Neanderthal.
Those seem to be the best any beer game players in my mind. Yeah. I've yet to see one guy be good at a beer game. And
there's a good energy to Ross. Shout out to Ross Tucker. All right. Oh, do we want to watch the video of the submission, Brandon?
Yeah, I'll play it.
All righty. Got the Not Gonna Lie, Suck My Ass t-shirt on. Love that, Lily.
Welcome to the vlog of my first garage beer.
This is her first garage beer.
I don't even know if I like beer.
Whoa! New Heights hoodie. Yeah! High garage beer IQ. Nice. Unreasonably confident.
New Heights told me to get my beer bowl submission quick. Unfortunately for me, I do not have a team. So I created a short list of potential teams for their consideration. And I believe each option brings really unique strengths to the beer bowl.
Team Suck My Ass brings elite team chemistry, advanced tailgate capabilities, and absolutely zero tolerance for nonsense.
Specializes in trick plays,
oh, Travis, you've been called out.
Hall of Fame confidence levels.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, the shotgun.
Oh, that's actually a pretty good shotgun.
Whoa, the reverse worm.
Dangerous hungry dog energy and almost no volume control. Team Interns Gone Wild excels in workplace distraction, corporate synergy, and looking productive during complete chaos. Team The Rebuild Year specializes in emotional resilience,
I love the tears,
optimism, and continuing to believe.
This woman's hammered in her backyard. She is hammered. This is great.
Awesome creativity. Clearly she wants to come and she's willing to put in the energy and effort to making an awesome video. We don't know what your team name is going to be. I regret to inform you, Travis cannot attend, so he will not be there.
I'm sorry.
I think, unfortunately, this year I'm going to be subjected to announcing Beer Bowl, and Brandon and Jake are going to be instrumental in doing the Beer Bowl as well. So you still need to find a partner, but I do love where you're started, and we will have a place for you, Lily. Outstanding video.
That was epic.
For everyone else, keep submitting those videos. We look forward to seeing your submissions. I think this is going to be the best year. I really do. I think we finally are starting to iron this out, It's going to be a spectacle. You're going to want to be there.
Oh, man.
All right.
I can't wait to see how hammered everyone is. All right, last thing, space is filling up if you want to come to the New Heights live in Los Angeles, June 15th. So check the link in the description. And if you want to attend, do this ASAP. We cannot fucking wait. It's going to be fun. All of our live shows have been absolutely electric. And like I said, I keep saying it week after week. I'm going to shoot Jason in the face with a t-shirt cannon.
I mean, I got quick hands. I feel like I can catch it. All right. That's it for New News, brought to you by American Express. Thank you to our presenting sponsor, Adobe Acrobat.
With new features in PDF spaces, teams can bring inputs into one AI-powered workspace for faster prep. That's right. Brandon, get in here.
Show us, Brandon. Show us the way.
God, do I have to do everything around here? That's fine. Whatever. I'm not bitter at all about it. Getting prepped for a podcast can get chaotic fast. You've got notes coming in from everywhere. People sending you stats, articles, clips, fact checks. You're getting something different from everybody on the team. But with PDF Spaces in Adobe Acrobat, you can load up to 100 different files into an AI-powered workspace and get caught up to speed in seconds. You can use the AI assistant to get summaries from different topics. You can ask it questions to go deeper and even help it to brainstorm ideas for your guest interviews. But best of all, it only pulls the answers from the files you've uploaded so you can fully trust the output. It's not giving you anything from anywhere else. It's only giving you what you gave it. So if it sends you something weird, that's on you. Anyways, boys, back to you.
PDF Spaces in Adobe Acrobat cuts prep time down so you can start your next big thing that much quicker.
That's right. Try it out for yourself at adobe.com/do that with Acrobat.
It's May, 92%ers. We're still in off-season mode, which means, you take your time.
Time at home, time on vacation, and time to treat yourself to a meal somewhere new.
That's right. That's where American Express Platinum Card really shines.
With dining benefits at over 10,000 U.S. Resi restaurants, you can be among the first to know when the tables you want open up and get credit for eating at them. How about it?
We're talking about the sort of meals that are worth holding out for.
This is all making me hungry. I'm already thinking about what I could try next.
You and me both, brother.
I'm starving. With premium dining benefits and award-winning services, there's nothing like Platinum.
Learn more about Priority Notify and Resi Credit at go.mx/platinum-card. Thank you to our partner, Reese's.
For almost 100 years, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups have been a fan favorite. They're so tasty, so beloved that I suspect everything we do is somehow driven by Reese's.
That's because everything happens for a Reese's.
Oh, like, did we start this podcast so we could hang out more, or did we start this podcast in hopes of scoring a Reese's sponsor and samples?
I don't think there's much of a debate here, Trev.
Are you saying Reese's was more of a factor in the podcast than hanging out with me?
Your words, not mine.
It's kind of fucked. Also, Tight End U is actually happening for a Reese's this year. Everyone knows that tight ends are football's ultimate blocking catching combo. Just like Reese's is the ultimate combo of milk chocolate and tasty peanut butter.
Well, can't wait to see what they have going on at that event. All the more reason to attend. Free Reese's and raising money for charity.
The signs are everywhere to enjoy Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
So take a look around and maybe you'll realize everything happens for Reese's.
Nice. Now let's keep this thing moving to some bold topics. Because football is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Football's back. Oh.
Sort of. Bold Topics is brought to you by Reese's, our favorite peanut butter chocolate delight. And let's talk some schedules.
Let's do it. The 2026 NFL schedule was released last week, so we were unable to talk about it. We did a little preview. Travis was incorrect in thinking that the Chiefs would have an international game, but the Chiefs do have 6 primetime games. That's right. Prime time, including week 1 on Monday night.
Little Monday Night Football, baby.
Trav, do we get to have Patrick Mahomes on the field Monday night? Is he back week 1? Because they said it at the Disney upfronts, and I was like, I don't know if he's back yet, but I think I like that we're advertising it this way. Is he going to be back?
That man's working his ass off. I know that.
All right. That's a very corporate answer, and fine. We'll accept it. Monday, September 14th against the Denver Broncos. The Chiefs will be playing on Monday night, ESPN and ABC at 7:15 p.m. I believe that's probably Central Time. They also will be primetime week 2, Sunday night on NBC against the Indianapolis Colts. Also had an outstanding season last year, back-to-back primetime games. Then you're slotting in for that 1 o'clock against the Miami Dolphins, little Las Vegas Raiders.
Little Miami in September.
Ooh.
Let's fucking go.
Well, let's talk about this. I think week 5 is the earliest bye you can get, right?
Yeah,
we're
4? Always week 5 or week 11, I think. So
I like the late. I always like the late buys better, but how do you feel about the early buy? It is what it is.
What can you do?
Yep.
And it's been a little bit different. I actually don't mind when I get the buys at this point. Obviously, early on in my career, we didn't play as many primetime games. But this year, if you look at later on in this schedule, like closer to late November and December, we have some big primetime games. So we have a little bit of a bye after Thursday, December 3rd. So there's going to be some opportunities to get some time off. The biggest difference of this year's schedule that is kind of blowing my mind is it kind of starts a week late, and we played 2 games in January, which is very different. I feel like I've only ever played one game.
Usually just one game. Yeah, it's kind of the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. That is kind of rare. I agree. Usually it's only one game and then you're into the playoffs.
The Super Bowl is February 14th. Which is
Valentine's Day?
Yeah, a little Valentine's Day. I don't think I could ever remember it being, I don't know, that late in February. I'm just like, in my mind, I'm like, what's going on? Is it just kind of how the month of September starts here? I feel like we're always like in a single digit for the first game of the year in September, and now we're September 14th.
I feel like I remember Valentine's Day being close to the Super Bowl again another year on it, because I remember it being big news for men to be watching the Super Bowl on Valentine's Day. I think I remember that.
I feel like I always remember Valentine's Day being like the NBA All-Star weekend.
Yeah. I mean, the schedule's changed. Now there's 17 games. There's 18 weeks. Eventually there's going to be 18 games. This whole thing is gearing up for the Super Bowl to be on that President's Day weekend that they keep talking about, which would be the following week or 2 weeks after that. And if they add in a bye, I don't know, whatever. As of right now, you guys do get a little help with those Thursday games back to back later in the season, week 12, week 13. Bills, is that Thanksgiving, November 26th?
Yes. Bills is Thanksgiving night up there in Buffalo in that beautiful new stadium they got.
Nice.
So that'll be electric. Obviously, Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen is always an instant classic, man. So that'll be a fun one on NBC. And then we follow up with our Thursday night game on Amazon out there in Los Angeles.
How about that?
That'll be a fun one. Play Matty Stafford in the Rams.
Go from New York to L.A.
Yep.
And then get a nice little mini bye is what they call that after the Thursday game, and take on your long rivals at this point, the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow hopefully will be back in full effect.
Those 4 games right there, really 5, 6, 7. Damn. We got a nice little stretch in November to finish off the season, and playing a lot of big time games, man. I can see all those games being meaningful.
No Christmas Day game this year. You will have Christmas to be able to celebrate with family.
Yeah, after we go out and practice, have a nice little Friday practice.
It'll be Friday. There'll be fast Friday practice. Yeah. All righty. Well, how do you feel about the 6 primetime games? A lot of it's being made of the schedule, the streaming services. A lot of people with the Eagles fan base is upset about the net rest days. Have you heard about this? Net rest days? Am I saying this right, Brandon?
Yeah. Net rest days. Yeah. It's the difference between you and your opponent in terms of average rest days. So some teams on average will be more rested than who they play. Some teams, go ahead. That's it. Yeah. Thoughts?
Fuck about how much rest anybody gets.
Figured that was the answer.
There we go. Well, I mean, apparently it is a big deal though, facing teams that have more rest than you do. I mean, it's been
analytics have been shown that
they've been proving it through numbers and stuff.
Nice. There you go. Everyone gets a Thursday night game, and I believe not everyone gets a Monday or Sunday night, but the Thursday games, everyone gets one of those, which means you have a short week and you have a longer week after that. I think that's fair. I don't really buy into, the net rest and all that, man. The schedule's there. Obviously, the you have to be fortunate in the NFL to stay as healthy as possible. It is what it is. That's
Right.
half of the battle. And the fortune that comes in with the NFL season is being able to stay healthy, or if you do get banged up, get healthy by the next week. And I think it's just a part of the fucking NFL, madness, dog. And I don't think anybody's at a disadvantage.
That's what I thought too, until I saw this net rest. What was the number one team that was disadvantaged by this, Brandon? It was shocking how many more days their opponents get than they did for rest. So the Chicago Bears, they're going to be facing opponents this year and have a plus 15-day rest differential, meaning their opponents throughout the season will have 15 more days of rest than they will. I feel like that number feels high. You know what I mean?
Other way around. The Bears will be
go to the
statistically
minus.
more
Sorry.
rested.
Yeah, go to the minus.
The minus
Thank you.
is the Chargers.
That was the one. Minus, because I was about to say the Eagles are high in this category as well. They're minus
Eagles are
15.
right there. Yeah.
That's where I feel like once you start getting like to a certain point, it feels like that's probably a little bit much. And then the other thing Eagles fans are upset about is the Christmas Eve game. But like you just said, that's a Thursday game.
And it's Christmas.
Yeah, the Christmas Eve game, everybody's upset about in Philly. It's just the way the Thursday game fell this year, right?
Why
It's
are
on a
they
Christmas
upset
Eve.
about a Christmas Eve game?
Because Christmas Eve, you're supposed to be with family. People don't want to like spend time thinking about the football on Christmas Eve. I get it. I do. But at the same time, this is the way. I mean, first of all,
I don't know why I'm hard pressed to believe that that's not the majority.
I think for some reason, Christmas Eve
I feel like
night,
the Birds fans and Philadelphians are going to get excited for a game like that. I don't know why I'm like, maybe I'm catching that wrong.
I think Christmas Eve, for some reason, at night feels like that is like prime time where you're with the family, you're getting everything ready. The presents are getting ready to be put under the tree by Santa. So I think it's a big.
You're at the house watching the game.
But the Thursdays are sold from Amazon, so it's not like they can move. Somebody's going to be on that Thursday because Amazon's bought the right to Thursday. And this is where, as players, you get used to playing on holidays. You just realize that that's part of the gig.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm like, you're going to be at home getting ready for Christmas the next day, watching the Birds play football. I feel like that's like a bonding family experience.
I like the holiday games. We've been on record as that.
I love the holiday games.
I like watching Christmas with the family. You get to watch some football. Thanksgiving, you get to watch the football. All of this is just people are getting frustrated with the league in general. There's more streaming platforms that are costing fans money to watch the games. It's harder to watch every game you want of your team than it's been in a long time or ever. I think there's more international games. We had JJ Watt talking about, he had this tweet, international game slate is nearing the realm of traveling circus as opposed to occasional showcase. I mean, I get what he's saying. It is the one area still trying to grow the game internationally. I like the international games, and I've always liked playing in them.
I love the international games.
But as a fan, it's going to take a home game away from somebody.
Well, it's taking away the home game for the 18th.
The added eighth game.
Yeah, the 9th.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. 9th. Thank you.
Either way, I think the international games are a blast. I think the NFL is smart by, visiting new countries, new cities.
Well, and building countries that are fans of the game. Like at this point, there's a bunch of games in London, and they have a big hunger to see the game of football played, right? American football, I guess as they would call it.
Yeah.
I was over in Dublin last year for the game in Ireland. Awesome experience. Ireland was fucking loving the game, and it was at an awesome park. Oh my gosh. It's like a historic stadium that's in Dublin. Yeah, I'm not going to do it any justice. Anyways, and we have a bunch more. Obviously, the first game in Australia is happening in Melbourne. Another game in Rio de Janeiro. Paris. Kylie and I love Paris. Oh my gosh. Madrid. Munich. Who doesn't love going to Germany? I've never been.
Yeah.
You didn't. That was one you actually said you didn't like as much. Is that fair to say? Should we not say that?
I didn't say that.
You said you didn't like the food. It was too many tubular meats.
Well, time out. I just don't like sausages. I never said I didn't like the schnitzels. The schnitzels were delicious.
The schnitzels are good.
Yeah, I've had a bunch of fun out there in Germany.
All right, fair enough.
And I'll say they have Their Pilsners are very smooth.
I do think this is the one thing that I feel like the NFL needs to hold on to that I feel like we're starting to drift away from.
What's that?
I don't think we're there yet. Sunday is the day of football, right? Outside of going to church in the morning, if you're still religious and you do that, Sunday is like where so many games happen. And that's what you grow up and you gear your entire week around watching football on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's an institution at this point, the NFL playing games on Sunday. With every day that we keep adding in there, we're getting away from that just a little bit. And I worry that I think the game got big. One of the reasons it got so popular and big was because all of the game, it was an event. Sunday is the NFL. And everybody set their week apart to tune into their games that were happening on Sunday. And you're watching kind of all of them now take place across Sunday Ticket, right? I worry that we're getting away from that just a little bit by building too many of this. But
well, all the international games are on Sunday except for the first one.
Right. Correct. I'm not. This is an international
Sunday
thing.
Morning.
I'm more talking about the Christmas Eve game now. The Thanksgiving Eve. There's a Wednesday game now before Thanksgiving.
Everybody's sitting around.
I get it. I'm just saying. I
don't think that'll ever change. I hear what you're saying, but I think they're very few far in between outside of the holidays. That is, there's not just like a random Wednesday game in September. I just looked at our schedule. We got 4 games that aren't on Sunday. And we probably have the higher end of that not playing on Sunday.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, it's not there yet, but it's close. And to some people, it probably is there.
I think it's awesome, man. I honestly do. As somebody who's played on Christmas, who's played on Christmas Eve, or played on Thanksgiving Eve, who's played, in a lot of like awkward short week moments, I think it's fun, man. And I don't think it's, as taxing as it may seem, because it's the NFL, man. You're living out your dream. You're going to get, if there's a chance to play on a fucking primetime game, which all these one-off games are that aren't on Sunday, I'm fucking getting so excited for those opportunities, man, because those are the opportunities you really get to show yourself.
The schedule is appearing to continue to go in that direction, right? NFL owners are voting Tuesday. That's a day before you guys seeing this, on whether to increase the international slate from 8 to 10 games per year. Again, I like the international games. As someone who likes to travel, it's fun to go see the games in another country. You tie it in as a full trip. I get that everybody can't do that. I get it takes away a home game, but I like it. And I liked it as a player, but I get it's not for everybody. The primetime games are continuing to get up. 5 teams have 0 primetime games. Have you looked at this? Don't look. Can you guess?
No.
All right. I won't look. Can I guess?
You looked.
Jets, Arizona.
Jets, Arizona.
I knew the Jets were on it. I would say Cleveland, but I don't think that's right.
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh, who else do I not think? Jets. Dolphins.
Top
Dolphins?
5 picks this year.
Yeah, Dolphins. That's right. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Jets, Dolphins, Raiders, Arizona.
Yep, and one more.
One more?
Yep.
I can't think. Who is it?
Titans.
All righty. Well, the Los Angeles Rams are in the Kansas City Chiefs era with 7 primetime games. We got Green Bay, KC, Buffalo, and Seattle all tied with 6. Philly is going to come in with 5, as well as Dallas, Chicago, New England, San Fran. All righty, it's time for No Dumb Questions. No Dumb Questions is brought to you by Sleep Number.
Let's hear what David Pittner has to say over on X. Despite NFL efforts to avoid it, teams occasionally play a regular season opponent in preseason. This year, the Chiefs play the Rams and the Seahawks, 2 marquee matchups, preseason and regular season. How does this affect preseason game planning and play? I'll tell you what, I've never had this happen. And this kind of ironic that it's happened.
Really?
Not that I can remember. Maybe once we played like Green Bay, I think, in the preseason. But to have 2 games like this is blowing my mind right now. So, but we play both of them in the preseason, and these are like 2 of the best teams in the league. And I'd like to think that the Chiefs is one of the best teams in the league. So I think these are like essentially 4 games where we're going to see these guys. So I always thought the preseason games were kind of one-off games that you don't really see the other opponent during the season.
It's definitely the way it usually is, for sure. Yeah.
And I don't know why this year I get 2 of the best teams in the league in preseason. I would assume that it will kind of change the game planning, but more so the guys won't play in every single game.
I feel like when we did this before, I think we did this with the Steelers one year, maybe the Jets another year, because the Steelers and Jets were like just 2 teams we always played in the preseason. We always played like our last preseason game almost every time against the Jets. And then we would always have a Steelers game usually. And a couple of times we did play them in the regular season, and you just end up, I mean, you're not showing anything in these preseason games anyways. Like, you're doing a very rundown vanilla offense. You're not doing specific plays that you would try to run against these guys in the regular season. You're just kind of doing generic things.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You're still trying to win the game, but more so you're just trying to get your fundamentals in. You're trying to, get lined up, see how the other team's presenting itself and getting in sync with the guys in a live situation.
It does seem like teams are doing more in like defensive coordinators I see running like 0 blitz in preseason games now. And I see like them doing more chaotic stuff, which you used to like
towards the end of the game
mad. Like I remember Marty Morningwig wanting to fight a defensive coordinator one time in the preseason because he did a blitz 0. It's like an unspoken rule that you aren't going to do a lot of that stuff. Well,
I've never heard of that rule.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a rule anymore.
I feel like I've seen it more so towards the end of games if the game like the game is coming down to the wire with the young guys in there, because you essentially, I want to see how a quarterback reacts. I want to see how players go up and make plays in that situation to get them ready for a live, in season moment when the bullets are really flying. So in terms of planning and play, I just think it's obviously going to be different just because it's the preseason.
The other thing is if you have a joint practice, usually you won't do a joint practice with the team that you're playing. Like I don't think I've ever seen that. Maybe I'm wrong.
I thought that's what you do. You go, you're talking about joint practice with somebody you play during the season.
Correct.
Nice.
That's one that I feel like is because you are showing, usually that's why the coaches like the joint practices, is they feel a little bit more willing to do some of the things that they've been working on. And you're going to show a little bit more because it's not nationally broadcast in the practice. Although coaches do talk, they do be talking. I do think, I feel like that would be something I would avoid for sure if I was playing the team in the regular season. All right. Do we want to do one more?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This one is, what are your top 3 favorite schedule release videos? I'm not going to lie. I do not watch schedule release videos.
I don't watch them either. Did hear that Mom was a part of Kansas City, so shout out Mom.
Oh, shout out Mom. Mascots. Which NFL team's mascot would survive the longest if mascots had to play one down of real football, which NFL team's mascot would survive what does that fucking mean? And which one would instantly regret its life choices? So which one would dominate the most and which one would get killed?
That's what I'm taking away. Shout out to Tyler Garman for the tweet. Right off the bat, the one that's the most reckless with like the Pee Wee games is the Colts.
Oh, dude, I'm all in on Big Blue.
I think him, doesn't the Jaguars guy like zip line in? He does some gnarly shit.
The Jaguars mascot does do some very cool stuff.
Casey Wolf is a goofball, and I fucking love him.
Yeah.
I'll throw him up there. I don't know.
Not necessarily intimidating, but definitely not. He's not going to be a little bitch. Same with Swoop. I'll go Swoop on that as well. You know who I think is going to get I don't know. Part of this just is like the animal that it represents. I feel like the Cardinals just going to get absolutely obliterated. I mean, this thing is
I don't know, man.
It's a little baby bird.
The one that's going to last the longest is Big Blue. He's shown the most recklessness of all the mascots.
There we go. Boom. Oh, yeah. Look at this highlight. Dude.
Just really, that's a hell of a... Oh! Throw the flag! This kid's just... Oh, nice. Get him. Get him. Team fight. Team fight.
Look at the Viking coming in.
Gosh, I would have had so much fun if this was a real thing, and Okay. He's got to get his jersey back.
Did he take his jersey off? Where's his jersey?
I think one of the little kids might have ripped it off.
Ripped it off?
Or did he take it off? Yeah.
Oh, it got ripped off.
Nice. That's a good move.
I like it. Boom.
It's a good move by 2.
That does it for No Dumb Questions, brought to you by Sleep Number. Reminder, you can pre-order our No Dumb Questions book on Kelsey Clubhouse right now.
Right now.
And that wraps up another episode of New Heights. Reminder, there are still tickets available to New Heights live show in LA on June 15th. Check out the link in the description and make sure you're subscribed to the New Heights channel on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Once again, New Heights, a wonder show brought to you by Adobe Acrobat. You're going to want to download that app. It's going to make your life a whole lot easier. Follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show with 1S for fun clips throughout the week. We're going to have a few, I'm sure. And thanks to the New Heights production team for always making us look better than who we are. And again, as always, thank you to those 92%ers. We'll see you guys next week.
Let's move on. That's enough schedule talk.
Well, sorry to be a dick here, but we kind of covered a lot of these. Yeah, fuck. We already kind of answered all of these questions. Well, I mean, it is what it is.
That's because you're looking at 2 dumbasses, Brandon. we think of the dumb questions.
Yeah, we
Well, to be fair, the questions weren't like that wild.
Let's ask AI a dumb question.
No.
Why isn't the number 11 pronounced 1D1?
What?
Why isn't the number 11 pronounced 1D1?
22, 33.
31.
Brandon, are you understanding what he's saying?
Oh, God damn it. I get it now. Yeah. That did not connect. That fucking boomeranged around the room for a minute. Jesus. I got it.
If you're in a boat in the middle of a lake and you throw an anchor overboard, does the lake get deeper?
Yeah. It's got...
Right?
No.
It has to.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like by...
Fractionally.
An imperceptible amount. Yeah, it's got to go up
Yes.
like... You're adding something to the volume of the lake.
Wait, but no, it doesn't because the anchor is already factored into the buoyancy in the boat. Right? That weight is already in the boat. So it's already displaced.
So the boat's already pushing down on the top of the water, moving the water out.
And the anchor was in the boat.
And when you move the anchor from the boat in, it just kind of nets out.
Right? I think that's how that works.
I wish I wasn't stupid.
That's actually a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one.
There are love stories, and then there are love stories that stop the world in its tracks, that make hardened sports journalists weep softly into their notepads and cause Swifties to sprint barefoot through city parks screaming the lyrics to The Fate of Ophelia. And then there is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. A love so sweeping, so bewilderingly cinematic, so almost too good to be true, that even those who spent years rolling their eyes at every Chiefs game cameo and every end zone kiss have slowly, quietly, reluctantly, and completely surrendered to it. Because this is not just a relationship anymore. This is an era. This is a cultural moment. This is the kind of love that fills arenas and podcast studios and Greek wedding dance floors and the pages of every magazine in the checkout aisle. And somehow, it still manages to feel intimate, warm, and genuinely, deeply real. Let's go back to the beginning, because the beginning matters. It was the summer of 2023, and Travis Kelce, 3-time Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Fame tight end, and noted giant golden retriever of a man, sat down at the microphone for his podcast New Heights and did something that no professional athlete had done quite so earnestly or so publicly before. He confessed, with full heart and zero cool, that he had tried to give Taylor Swift a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it, and that she hadn't been able to talk to him because she had to save her voice for the 44 songs she sings every night. The episode marked the superstar's debut appearance on the show, a full-circle moment after Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce first expressed interest in Swift during a July 2023 episode following her Kansas City Eras tour stop. And then, with all the audacity of a man who has caught a football in 3 Super Bowls, he simply invited her to a Chiefs game.
She came.
He kissed her at an after-party bar. The world essentially combusted. The rest, as they say, is history. beautiful, glittery, touchdowny history. What followed was one of the most documented, dissected, debated, and ultimately beloved romances in modern celebrity culture. Taylor Swift became a Kansas City Chiefs fan, not a casual, pose-for-the-camera kind of fan, but a real, screaming, pacing the luxury box kind of fan. Over the years, Swift hasn't just followed Kelce and the Chiefs. She has become a full-fledged NFL fan. She learned the playbook. She memorized the roster. She cried and cheered and covered her eyes and threw her arms around Brittany Mahomes in suites high above the roar of Arrowhead Stadium. And Travis, for his part, showed up to her Eras tour like the devoted, bracelet-wearing, hard-eyes-having man that he is, sitting in the crowd and watching his girlfriend become the biggest touring artist in the history of human music. They confirmed their relationship in September 2023. Kelce has shared limited details about life with Swift since the couple confirmed their engagement in August 2025. The engagement, when it came, felt inevitable, a completion of something that had been building for 2 glorious years, and the internet did what the internet does. It celebrated, speculated, theorized, made memes, and cried, in roughly that order. Taylor Swift told fans at the iHeartRadio Music Awards, "This album probably also feels very happy and confident and free because that's the way that I get to feel every single day of my life because of my fiancé, who's here tonight. If you weren't already weeping, you are now." Now, as summer 2026 approaches, the story is hurtling toward its next magnificent chapter, a wedding. The wedding is reportedly set for early July in New York City, with Swift personally phoning guests rather than sending formal invitations, a tactic sources said is specifically designed to prevent leaks ahead of the ceremony. A July 4th weekend celebration in New York City, because of course it is, because Taylor Swift has always made holidays feel like holidays, sparklers and red dresses and fireworks and love. And while the world holds its breath and the tabloids scramble for every crumb, Travis and Taylor are out here living their best life, watching hockey together at 8 a.m., attending Greek weddings in the Mediterranean, dropping podcast episodes that break the internet, and preparing to walk down the aisle as the most famous couple on the planet. Today, we have 5 extraordinary stories that capture exactly where Travis and Taylor are right now. And honey, it is a lot. The latest episode of New Heights is here, and as ever, it is delivering all the content we didn't know we desperately needed. In what may be the most adorable reveal in the history of the podcast, which, to be fair, has had some stiff competition, Travis Kelce has confirmed that life at home with his fiancée Taylor Swift involves the kind of cozy, deeply domestic moments that make you want to call your own significant other and say, "We're doing this tonight." Travis Kelce is giving fans a rare peek into what life looks like at home with fiancée Taylor Swift. During the February 25th episode of his podcast, New Heights, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end casually shared how the couple spent part of their weekend in Manhattan, including waking up early to watch the USA men's hockey team capture gold at the 2026 Winter Olympics. In a moment that sent fans absolutely feral with its wholesomeness. Kelce said, "Me and Tay watched the entire game. It was so expletive epic. From the first drop of the puck, that game was non-stop action and had me at the edge of my seat at 8:05 in the morning." And if that image, 2 of the most famous people in the world, curled up together watching the Winter Olympics before the rest of New York City has had its morning coffee, doesn't warm your heart to its absolute core, then we simply cannot help you. But wait, because it gets better. During her landmark August 2025 appearance on the podcast, which we will come back to momentarily because it deserves its own paragraph, its own monument, its own national holiday, Taylor revealed just how deeply Travis has brought her into the world of football. Taylor Swift describes her excitement when the Chiefs drafted Xavier Worthy in 2024 and her transition to becoming a big football fan. And when it comes to the NFL highlight tapes, well, let's just say that the woman who once memorized the bridge of All Too Well in 11 different live arrangements has now turned that same formidable brain towards studying defensive schemes and receiver routes. Swift continued to flex her growing NFL knowledge by calling out defensive schemes. Later in the conversation, she and Kelce discussed the physical demands of their careers and swapped recovery stories. The football education, it appears, has been thorough, enthusiastic, and entirely voluntary, because when you love someone, you love what they love, and Taylor Swift has never done anything halfway in her life. Taylor Swift shined as the week's special guest on New Heights, discussing learning the ins and outs of the NFL, becoming a Kansas City Chiefs fan, reclaiming her master recordings, wrapping up her latest world tour, and the release of her highly anticipated upcoming 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl. And it was during that same episode that Taylor delivered what may be the single most charming quote in the entire history of their relationship. Swift acknowledged the role the Kelce brothers' show played in her relationship with Travis, saying, "This podcast did a lot for me. I owe a lot to this podcast. This podcast got me a boyfriend. The studio, we imagine, erupted. The podcast's download servers, predictably, did not survive." The podcast has grown to over 2.92 million subscribers as of August 13th and gained over 500,000 new YouTube subscribers after Swift's new album announcement on August 12th. The New Heights promo video of Swift announcing her album got 175 million views on Instagram. 175 million views on Instagram for a podcast clip. If you needed any more evidence that Taylor Swift approaches every single public appearance, planned or otherwise, with the eye of a stylist, the soul of a poet, and the wardrobe of a goddess, look no further than last week's breathtaking appearance at a Greek wedding that had absolutely no business being this picturesque. While rumors of their own impending nuptials continue to swirl, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce stole the spotlight this weekend in Athens, serving as the ultimate VIP wedding guests for the marriage of Kansas City Chiefs star George Karlaftis. The Greek-born defensive end, known affectionately as Furious George, tied the knot with his longtime partner, Kaya Harris, in a stunning 3-day celebration that perfectly blended Greek soul with international glamour. The NFL star and Grammy winner were among the invited guests, according to People, for George and Kaya's traditional Greek Orthodox wedding ceremony, which took place in the Mediterranean country's oceanside town of Glyfada. According to the outlet, the 3-day ceremony included a welcome party and farewell cookout. 3 days of celebration in the sun-drenched splendor of Athens, because when your teammate is Greek and his family throws a wedding, you simply do not half-hearted it. Guests were allegedly required to surrender their mobile phones before entering the event in an effort to keep the ceremony out of the public eye. But naturally, some images made their way into the world, because the universe simply will not allow a Taylor Swift look of this caliber to go undocumented. And what a look it was. Taylor Swift was spotted wearing a blue Zimmermann dress in viral photos from George Karlaftis' Greece wedding. Taylor Swift stunned in a $1,950 Zimmermann dress at George Karlaftis' Greece wedding, accessorizing with $36,000 diamond earrings and a $2,990 gold pendant. Something blue, dazzling diamonds, Mediterranean light. If this was a preview of her own bridal energy, we are simply not prepared. The wedding celebration reportedly took place at a well-known venue in Athens' southern suburbs, where Swift was seen enjoying the festivities alongside other guests. According to reports, the music icon danced, mingled, and celebrated throughout the evening. Photos from the event show Swift wearing an elegant blue dress with matching jewelry, while her hair was styled in a tied-back look. Fans online were understandably beside themselves. As the photos circulated online, fans gushed over the perfect spring wedding look. Beautiful. Taylor looked stunning in that floral dress. So happy for the couple, one person wrote, while another added, "I knew some good pictures of the Greece wedding would come out. They just had to find the right ones when they all got home." A third person gushed, "That dress could win MVP," referencing Kelce's position as tight end with the Kansas City Chiefs. The groom himself was glowing with gratitude after the festivities concluded. George told People following the nuptials, "We have such cool friends, and the people we invited were just the best. Everyone got along, made new friends, and danced together. I couldn't have asked for a better day and night, honestly." George Karlaftis, who recently signed a massive $88 million contract extension with the Chiefs, returned to his roots for the ceremony. And During her stay in Athens, Taylor Swift spent 2 nights at one of the luxurious hotels in Glyfada, choosing one of the most cosmopolitan yet protected destinations on the Athenian Riviera. Her visit to Greece ended at noon on Sunday, May 10th, 2026, when she discreetly departed the country after a brief but much-discussed presence in Athens. One can only imagine the conversations that Travis and Taylor had on that flight home, surrounded by the afterglow of a beautiful wedding, knowing that their own big day was just weeks away. And then, as it always does when two wildly famous and successful people dare to be happy, the internet had to go and get litigious about it. A new report claiming Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are likely working through prenuptial agreement details before their reported summer wedding sparked immediate backlash online Tuesday, with fans mocking the speculation as unnecessary for one of entertainment and sports' richest power couples. Because apparently, it wasn't enough to simply let two people be in love and get married in peace. We had to break out the legal textbooks. The uproar intensified after TMZ broke down which states could potentially govern a Swift-Kelce prenup, and a prominent matrimonial attorney later outlined what such an agreement between the billionaire pop superstar and the Chiefs' tight end could theoretically include. The financial stakes are, admittedly, staggering. Swift's estimated net worth stands at $2 billion. Forbes named her a billionaire in 2024 following the record-breaking commercial run of her era's tour, while Kelce's fortune, built largely through his Kansas City Chiefs salary, his New Heights podcast, and various endorsements, comes in at around $90 million. Because prenup laws differ state by state, and any agreement typically locks in the jurisdiction where it was drafted, TMZ identified 6 states with ties to the pair. Those are Rhode Island, Missouri, Kansas, Tennessee, New York, and California. The site then reported that sources say California is off the table. Of the remaining options, the outlet pegged Rhode Island as the strongest fit given Swift's billionaire status and that state's track record for enforcing agreements without heavy judicial interference. Legal experts weighed in with specifics. One attorney noted, "It is likely that any prenuptial agreement would keep their respective estates entirely separate, regardless of any efforts made by either party to enhance the other's estate during the marriage." Privacy protections, including non-disparagement and non-disclosure clauses, would also be standard at this level, she added. The couple's sprawling real estate holdings across multiple states add yet another layer of complexity to any potential agreement. But the fans? Oh, the fans were having absolutely none of it. "What's hers going into the marriage remains hers," one fan said. "What's his going into the marriage remains his. Her music rights are hers. His sports contracts are his. There's no need for a prenup. They are both independently wealthy." Another fan delivered what may be the most efficient dismissal in the history of online commentary. "You write an entire article on an idea that a rich couple might get a prenup? Wild. Slow news day." And a third fan brought the most emotional and resonant observation of all. "It just shows how even the biggest celebrity relationships get reduced to headlines about contracts instead of the actual relationship." Neither Swift nor Kelce has said anything publicly about whether a prenup exists or will exist. And honestly, good for them. Let the lawyers handle the paperwork. The rest of us will focus on the flowers, the vows, and the dress. For the past 2 Valentine's Days, Travis Kelce has been setting a bar so high that the rest of the men in America are still staring up at it from the ground, wondering what happened. On their first Valentine's Day together in 2024, Kelce reportedly spent more than $16,000. Around $5,000 went to Venus et Fleur flowers. And then in 2025, Kelce raised the stakes to around $110,000. And this year, groom-to-be Travis Kelce reportedly treated Taylor Swift to an unforgettable Valentine's Day, marking their last celebration of the holiday as an engaged couple. The U.S. Sun reported that the NFL superstar showered his fiancée with lavish gifts, spending a whopping $141,000 in total. He gave her 3 Louis Vuitton pieces, 2 luxury watches, and a Hermes caftan. The 3-time Super Bowl champion reportedly impressed the Opalite singer with a $3,900 denim effect knit jacket, a matching $2,330 denim effect knit skirt, and a $6,000 patch varsity jacket. Oh, and also, Kelce capped off his wave of gifts for Swift with 2 luxurious watches, including a $91,600 Audemars Piguet Royal Oak timepiece. But here's the thing. Valentine's Day 2027 might look considerably different, and the reason is straight out of the NFL schedule. Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's Valentine's Day 2027 might not be the romantic celebration of years past. The pair, who are currently preparing for their wedding, could find themselves at the Super Bowl next Valentine's Day. On the May 20th episode of his New Heights podcast, Travis noted of the NFL scheduling its biggest game on the holiday. I don't think I could ever remember it being that late in February. Travis' older brother, Jason Kelce, noted that this schedule isn't a first, saying, "I feel like I remember Valentine's Day being close to the Super Bowl another year." The Kansas City Chiefs will also face off against the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving later this year. However, Travis won't face off against another team on Christmas Day as the Chiefs aren't scheduled to play. No Christmas Day game this year, Jason noted. You will have Christmas to be able to celebrate with family?
Yeah.
After we go out and practice, have a nice little Friday practice, Travis said, laughing. So if the Chiefs make it to Super Bowl 61, and with Patrick Mahomes presumably back under center and Travis still catching touchdowns like he was born doing it, Valentine's Day 2027 could find Taylor Swift once again in the stands, not with a glass of wine and a $141,000 pile of luxury gifts, but with face paint, Chiefs gear, and her heart in her throat. And honestly, we would not have it any other way.